Alrighty, welcome back. We're talking BobbyLytes and how he apologized to his cousin Trina for his rant about Nicki Minaj and the Barbs. He said he was being mean and childish, and in fact, it was clown behavior. Alright, so after we get into this apology, I'm going to tell you a little BobbyLytes story because I actually met him through his boyfriend. Me and his boyfriend used to work at the same place, and I was introduced to BobbyLytes, and I will tell you the whole deets of what had happened. Alright, so Trina's cousin BobbyLytes has come forward with an apology note for his rant about Nicki Minaj and the Barbs. Now, Bobby made videos on Instagram about how he doesn't like Nicki because of her fan base. He also said that Nicki only did the Hot Girl Summer video because she was trying to ride Megan Thee Stallion's wave. Trina went live to say that she did not authorize her cousin or anyone to mention her name and speak on her behalf. Alright, so let's get into the apology. He says, whether or not it's too late, or whether some may say this will not be accepted, I get it. However, I must still speak my piece for those that do have common sense, those who are willing to forgive, and those who simply understand me as a human being. I want to first and foremost apologize to Trina. I took my unnecessary rant to social media, therefore I'm making a conscious decision to apologize publicly. I had no business in any of this. Unfortunately, my personal opinions affected Trina, and I had no business saying Nicki's name or expressing my feelings towards the Barbs. I was being mean and childish, and it was in fact clown behavior. I made myself look dumb. I'm better than that. I'm not perfect, never said I was, and y'all see me effed up plenty of times. The most important thing for me to do is to accept when I'm wrong and be accountable on my own for my mistakes. I believe in putting out the same energy you wish to receive, and for that I say it's all love. Never will I hate any human being. Thank y'all. Alright, so I think that's all bull crap. Really don't believe the apology, but it's not for me. I guess it's for Trina and Nicki Minaj or the Barbs or whatever. Who cares? But I just don't. I'm not impressed, because when I first met him, I was working with his boyfriend. I don't know if he still talks to this guy or whatever. But when I first met him, he was, working at the same place as me, and we were right next to each other. Our desks were right next to each other. And he went on the show. I didn't know who the hell BobbyLytes was. This was a couple years ago. And he was like, oh, well, this is my boyfriend. And his cousin is Trina. He does Trina's makeup and yada, yada, yada. And he's, he comes here every now and then. He, comes and meets me for lunch and this and that and the other. He showed me trips to them going to New York and all kind of other things. Now, this guy, he was nice, and they lived together. They had an apartment. They lived in Florida. They had an apartment because the boyfriend was telling me all their business or whatever have it be, because he was gushing over Bobby. I believe he was really in love with him. So, he was telling me all about him, and, every time I seen him or whenever we were at work, he would constantly talk about Bobby. He told me, Bobby did music and things like that, and they, traveled a lot and did a lot of things. I used to hear about him all the time. When we go outside for a cigarette break, he's talking about Bobby. Lunchtime, he's talking about Bobby. So this boyfriend of his was obviously in love with Bobby. So one time Bobby came up to the job and it was lunchtime, and he said, oh, I want you to meet my boyfriend. Come walk over to the car with me. I believe it was either a white BMW or a white Mercedes. Either or, I don't know. So he said, hey, Bobby, this is Danny, because that's what everyone calls me, Danny. So Bobby looked me up and down. And he did a good up and down look and just rolled his eyes and was like, oh, hi. Like, what the hell did I do to you? Nothing. So, he just seemed to come. Oh, wow. I'm sorry, but as I'm telling you this story, I'm remembering it photogenically in my head. And I'm like, he was being a real bitch. So... But I maintain my composure because I'm from up north, and my first reaction would have been, why the hell are you looking at me like, what the hell did I do to you? But I liked his boyfriend, and I didn't want to be rude, you know what I mean? Because then he probably would have said something like, I don't want you talking to that B no more, or something like that. And the boyfriend was, a very nice person. And because our desks were right next to each other, I wanted to still be able to talk to him, during work. You know how you're at work and, sometimes the computer's down or something like that, and you still want to have a conversation. So I thought it would be best that I just be like, oh, okay. But I said all that to say he was a total biatch when I met him, and it seems like not a lot has changed. So basically, that's my short little story. BobbyLytes. Okay, whatever. Alright, guys, so so basically, you never know where you're going to go in life or who you're going to meet or, what could happen. So maybe it's best just to be nice to people. I mean, they're only going to be within your eye's view for a couple seconds even sometimes. Why not just be nice? And then later on, you can walk away and, say whatever the hell you want to say. All right, so what do you guys think? Do you think Bobby is being sincere? Because I damn sure don't. All right, so I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.